Welcome back. Now we will discuss about port timing diagram. So for four-stroke engine, there are valves. That is, we have to open and close the inlet and outlet valve. Hence, this is called as valve timing diagram. But in case of two-stroke engine, instead of valve there are ports. That is inlet port, outlet port, transfer port. So for opening and closing of these ports, there is a port timing diagram. So initially we have discussed about port timing diagram for two-stroke petrol engine. So in this case, if we see the diagram indicates the notation TDC, that is top dead center position, BDC bottom dead center position. After that EPO, that means exhaust port open. After that TPO, that means transfer port open. After that TPC, that means transfer port close, and EPC, that means exhaust port close. So in case of two-stroke engine, suction takes place inside crankcase, that is inlet port is located at crankcase position. So when the piston move from TDC to BDC, it does not regulate to inlet port. When the piston move from TDC to BDC, it does not regulate the opening of inlet port. It regulates the opening and closing of exhaust port and transfer port. So in two-stroke, or in the working of two-stroke engine, two-stroke cycle completes with two strokes of piston and one revolution of crank. That means crank rotates 360 degree for completion of one power cycle. So during this circulation or during this angle, there is a compression, expansion, ignition. These processes takes place. So if you see the diagram, the exhaust port open. Initially we have discussed about the two-stroke cycle, that is theoretical two-stroke cycle, that is two-stroke petrol engine or two-stroke diesel engine. In that case also, the opening and closing of the inlet and transport port, that depends upon location of piston. So these valves must be open and close as per the given angles to reduce the losses in a actual cycle. So this exhaust port open 45 degree before BDC position and exhaust port closes again 45 degree after BDC position. That means when piston reaches towards BDC position, earlier the exhaust port is open, and when piston travel from BDC towards TDC, that exhaust port is closed. The angle is same, before BDC 45 degrees Celsius and after BDC 45 degrees Celsius. So when the exhaust port is open before BDC position, what is the advantage of that? Automatically some amount gases get exhaust from engine cylinder, that is pumping loss decreases. Next, transfer port opens 35 degree before BDC and transport port closes 35 degree after BDC. And last one is ignition, that is whatever the spark is given, that spark is given earlier, that is 20 degree before TDC position. So as the spark is given earlier, we get actual combustion when piston reaches TDC position. So whatever the time burning loss, that time burning loss decreases. So this is about port timing diagram. Similarly, valve timing diagram, there is some angles or some regulations are given for opening and closing of these ports to reduce the losses in actual cycle. Similarly, the port timing diagram for two-stroke diesel engine is as shown in figure. In this diagram, similar to the two-stroke petrol engine, there is opening of exhaust port, opening of transfer port, closing of exhaust port, closing of transfer port. Some angles are different as compared to petrol engine, but in case of diesel engine there is a fuel wall, that is fuel wall is open and fuel wall closing position. So in case of diesel engine, exhaust port is open 60 degree before BDC position and closes 60 degree after BDC position. Similarly, the transfer port opens 45 degree before BDC position and 45 degree after bottom dead center position. And fuel wall opens 15 degree before TDC position and closes 15 degree after TDC position. So this earlier opening of this fuel wall, that is starting of the fuel injection, reduces the time burning loss, and this earlier opening of this exhaust port, transport port and closing, this reduces some amount pumping loss of the engine. So this is about port timing diagram for two-stroke petrol engine and two-stroke diesel engine. Now the next point is engine selection. In engine selection, the selection of a type of engine for a particular application needs consideration of many factors. That is for both SI engine and for CI engine. Technologies have been developed, and evenly technology has its own advantage and disadvantage, making them suitable for any particular application. For every application has its own requirements related to cost, related to speed, related to power, etc. And therefore, engine selection for a particular application is preferably done on the basis of following criteria. That means if we want to select any engine for any particular application, that is for example for two-wheeler, if we want to select an engine, so depending upon these requirements, depending upon the application, depending upon the cost, depending upon the speed, there are a number of factors which we have to consider while selecting the engine. So these criteria are as follows: type of fuel and fuel economy, that means which type of fuel we have to use, and the economy, that means cost of that fuel. Next, cylinder number and cylinder arrangement, so that depend upon the power requirement. If you want to, or if the requirement is low power, we can use single cylinder engine, or if the requirement is for more power, then we have to select multi-cylinder engine. For example, for two-wheeler, single cylinder engine is enough for to develop that much amount of power, but for the heavy duty applications like tractors, trucks, it is not possible with the help of single cylinder. In that case, we have to select multi-cylinder engines. Again, the cylinder arrangement, so depend upon the requirement, depend upon the power output, there is a arrangement of cylinders are there. Some cylinders are vertical, some cylinders are V-line engines are there. Operational speed, so depend upon the speed of the engine. In case of slow speed engine, small size engine is selected. If the speed or requirement of the speed is more, we have to use the multi-cylinder engine. Again, the arrangement of engine is V type, so depend upon the speed. Next is depending upon the cooling method used. If the engines are small in capacity or small size, that engines are cooled with the help of air, but large engines cannot be cooled with the help of air. It requires water cooling. That is, for light duty applications we have to use air cooled engine, and for heavy duty applications like truck, tractors, buses, we have to use a water cooled engine, and for two wheelers we have to use air cooled engine. Operating cycles used in the engine, so on which cycle the engine is operated, that is whether the diesel cycle, that is diesel engine, whether the petrol cycle or petrol engine. So depend upon that we have to select the engine for that particular application. Power to weight ratio of engine, so these types of ratio is necessary for aerial applications like plane, helicopters. So in that case, with less weight we have to develop a more power, because there is a requirement of light weight for helicopters and for aeroplanes. So with the help of lightweight engine we have to develop more power. So in case of buses, in case of trucks, in case of tractors, if the weight is more, it is desirable, but in case of aeroplanes or helicopters, that weight should be low. So depend upon that also we have to select the engine. Next one is initial and operational cost. So for any applications, initially important parameter is what? Cost. If the initial cost is more or as per the requirement, we have to always consider this parameter, that is initial cost and running cost, for selection of any particular engine for any specific application. Next, part load and full load applications. If the engine is not continuously working, the requirement is small, that is during a day if we want for only 1 hours, then we have to use a light duty application, that is with the, or that is a small capacity engine having low initial cost. But if the full load applications are there like trucks, tractors, then we have to select the engine water cooled engine with initial cost is more, that is bulky engines, to take this full load application continuously. Reliability of the engine. Reliability of engine means what? Whether that engine is reliable, that is the cost of that engine is proper, that cost is low, or whether the maintenance of that engine is low. So that also we have to consider in reliability of engine. So these are the number of factors we have to always consider while selecting the engine for any particular application. Suppose for example we have to select an engine for a motorcycle, that is for a two-wheeler. So the first criteria is what? Type of fuel used, that is for that engine may be petrol engine or that engine may be diesel engine. Second criteria, cylinder number. For two-wheeler there is no any mover load, that is light load is there, so we can easily select a single cylinder engine with vertical cylinder arrangement. Next is operational speed. So for the two-wheeler the speed is moderate speed, not a high speed, that is moderate speed. So depend upon that we can use. Next, cooling method. As engine is light in weight, small in size, low down the engine is low, that engine is easily cooled with the help of air cooling. So we have to use or select the air cooled engine. Operating cycle, if the fuel is petrol, that works on the Otto cycle. If the fuel is diesel, that works on diesel cycle. Power to weight ratio. So in two-wheeler that power to weight ratio should be moderate. Initial cost, operating cost. So these are the number of factors we have to consider while selecting any engine for any particular application.